I wanted to ask you, and you also named the spirit, because sometimes they also ask us the difference, although we may not be able to understand it. I would like them to understand this part of the spirit that we understand as soul and body from your point of view. We know there must be a balance and especially a linearity of knowing what we think, we say, and what we do. We know from our work on a therapeutic level that this generates conflicts in this 3D, and we're working on it. But we would like to know your opinion because they mainly ask us what the difference is between spirit and soul. Could you tell us? It's true, many people make the mistake that it's the same thing. The spirit, from this point of view that I'm talking about, is the consciousness of the being, the divine consciousness of the being. The consciousness of the being is the essence itself, where all the information of the past, present, and future of the whole existence of the being can be found. That would be what the spirit is. It's the essence. It can also be called vibration. It's what generates the fact that everything else can be felt and seen. It's the main essence of all reality. The waves that this will then generate, this vibration will create energy. That energy will generate rhythms and movements, different distortions and different levels, very low vibration as well as very high vibration. Vibration itself is the spirit, but all the different types of vibrations and energies that arise there are what we call souls. The souls are the energies of the universe, the energetic cells, the energetic fields that contain or even divide the potentiality of the being, just like cellular mitosis. And the body is obviously the dense or material structure that constitutes that matter. If you think about it, they're not three separate things, it's all the same. It's exactly the same. Spirit, soul, and body are the same thing vibrating in different syntonies. However, we need to differentiate them, so we could say it's vibration, energy, and matter. Matter, that is the body. Exactly. That's the basically the difference between one and the other. Although all matter is composed by energy, and energy is patterns of vibration. At the end of the day, it's the same but different. Interesting. If we focus on the soul, we always receive many questions. And here we enter a delicate subject in regards to why some souls, and I'm not talking about the evolutionary state because we would be talking from an ego perspective. Why are there souls that come to experience easier processes and other souls that are more experienced from the evolutionary viewpoint, not from the ego, or have been here on this 3D plane longer? Well, there's a bit of everything. There are actually many souls that are very experienced and have been living on this planet for thousands of years, and because of that, they have a lot of tools that help people from other planes to understand this reality. However, their conflict actually is, if you've been here for so long, something's wrong. Why don't you? I transcend. Exactly. Why are you always in the same place? That obviously has its positive side, which is the amount of information which it's generating for the universe through experimentation. On the other hand, why are you always doing the same thing? That's on one hand. And on the other hand, we have the people come to this plane with a lot of information from other planes of consciousness. They don't have a lot of experience in this one, but they have a lot of wisdom. Wisdom is not knowledge. Knowledge is an accumulation of information. Wisdom comes from the inside. It comes from philosophy, from self knowledge. So that's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. A person can have tons of knowledge, throughout thousands of lives, and someone else can live just one life and have a lot of knowledge because of what they know or what they experienced. Pardon me, because of what they discovered from their inner self. Now, this is projected or exists due to the different vibrational levels in which the souls are deciding to experiment. We said that the spirit is just a vibration, and that vibration creates all the pulses. The initial pulse is going to be very potent. But then the further it goes, it will gradually lose strength, and that is then going to hit the cosmic walls, let's call them that, and then it comes back inwards like a constant inhale and expansion. This idea, this way of expansion, of seeing the cosmos, the universe, fractalizes, fragments the waves of vibration into different levels of consciousness. They go from subconscious through the unconscious and then the conscious, okay? And then it starts to go all over again. So all this process that we're going to be living in the different cycles will fractalize the being, which is what allows for the generation of the energetic centers, which we call chakras. So depending on the level of the experience someone is in, they will vibrate in the syntony of the base chakra, the heart, the throat. One will vibrate in different syntonies depending on what moment of the expansion they are in, okay? So this means there are many beings that are fulfilling a role that corresponds to them on a soul level. It's a role of, I need to experience this because my soul needs to experience this. That's why many people seem to be stuck, but they are happy and they feel fulfilled in that reality. They are fulfilling their role. Exactly. So one from consciousness, if we want to call it that, can be like, but the universe is something else. You can change your life. And the person says, I like what I'm doing. I'm vibrating here. I'm okay. And also consciousness vibrates so fast that it can see all the times at the same moment and also the future. Usually the lowest vibrations, the lower one vibrates, the closer they are to the past, to structures denser. Exactly. You may notice that the people who vibrate low tend to conjugate their verbs in the past. I went, I did, it happened to me. They tend to go towards the past all the time. The people who are vibrating very high usually say, I'm going to do this, this will happen to me, I'm going to travel, right? That's always in the future set tense. That's how one usually notices. When someone is stabilized, they say, I'm going to do this now. They tend to use the present tense. And this difference makes us, people who vibrate faster, who look towards the future, see all the probabilities and options. Like, wow, look at everything we can do, everything that's going to happen. Like, wow, thinking more of the future, so I can then see all the probabilities and potentialities that the beings who are stuck or asleep in the past have. We usually say we have to change those people because look at everything they can do and they're there, right? And that's not exactly unconditional love. That wouldn't be it from what we were saying before. Exactly, it's not unconditional love because I'm not respecting the person's evolutionary process. And all I can do is this, spread the word, and they will decide if they want to see it or not. Whoever resonates, fantastic. Their evolutionary state is showing this type of vibration, as you were saying. Facilitate the flow. And each being is on their own evolutionary state, and we shouldn't judge at all in a sense. Exactly. Heart